Hi everyone and welcome to the weekly update with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. Each week I take you through the key events that I believe will be driving your investments in the coming days. Moving into this week, certainly the flight to safety that we'd seen on the back end of last week has really continued. The indices continue to fall away and there's still some strengthening in the safe haven assets such as gold and the yen. And that came on the back of Thursday, where we had the European growth GDP numbers that came in disappointingly, 0.2% for the Eurozone growth as a whole, down from 0.4% that had been expected. But also there were some numbers out in the US on housing and also retail sales, which also pulled the market lower. So that still is dominating the market into the new week. The other factor that we need to be considering is the fact that the ECB continues to apparently put together a package of monetary easing measures that could result in the cutting of interest rates, maybe even purchases of asset-backed securities, and maybe the extension of the LTRO. And that could happen after the staff projections that are given to the ECB next month in the beginning of June. And that comes just before the ECB announcement in the beginning of the month. So this is what we're working towards. In the FX markets, certainly, as I said, there's been a pulling back of the euro, and that was obviously followed on from Mario Draghi's press conference a couple of weeks ago. But that's started to now form a bit of support on the euro. Around about $1.3670 is a key area for the euro dollar, and it's trying to build a bit of support there. It's not really been able to push higher. And it still has a feeling on the euro dollar that this is just another chance, ultimately, that any rallies are a chance to sell. On cable, cable has outperformed the euro certainly, but if you look on the longer term charts, it's just unwound a bit of a long-term overbought position, and it's now considering whether this is a real support that's come in. Now, the problem is with the cable chart is that there is a 2-week head and shoulders top pattern on the intraday chart that has come in with a neckline resistance around about $1.6840. Now that means that that's basically where cable hit on Friday, and it's struggling to get above there. There's also resistance around 168.80 as well. So it's a big resistance band that cable will need to break above in order for it to push on again. For the yen, as I said, there's been a flight to safety, and that has strengthened the yen significantly. That's pulled dollar yen lower. Now dollar yen is now below the key low of April at 101.30, and it's now testing, as I speak, the 101.17 key low from March. Now if that breaks, then that opens the February low of 100.74, and then below that we're back below probably a 100 big figure. So that's what we need to bear in mind. 100.74 is the key low on dollar yen. Okay, so what about the indices? Well, as I said, flight to safety has put pressure on the equity markets recently. All the European equities, such as the FTSE, the DAX, and the CAC, all posted bearish key one-day reversals. Big bearish patterns they are on a daily basis, a very strong pattern as well. And also the S&P 500 has had a sharp correction. So all these indices are now coming back towards key support levels. You've got 1840 to 1850 on the S&P 500. You're looking at 6,767 on the FTSE 100, and also for the DAX you need to stay above 9,400. So these are all key levels that the equity markets need to stay above now. For gold, it's a difficult one actually, because gold has actually been performing pretty strongly against the dollar, which has been rising, and that suggests that there is underlying strength for the gold price at the moment. But the gold price is not really going very far at the moment. It's sort of trading in a tight range between, probably on the downside 12.77 and on the upside 13.16, and until you get a breakout of either of those two levels, it's very difficult to actually suggest that gold is going to be moving in any single direction. So we wait for that. Okay, so the key events we need to be looking out for this week. We're looking at UK CPI tomorrow on Tuesday. Now certainly that is going to be affecting on cable. The expectation is for a an slight increase to 1.7% from 1.6%, and that could see cable strengthen once more if that were to be seen. On Wednesday, we've got the BOJ, so that will certainly have an impact on the yen. You've got a monetary policy and also a press conference as well to be looking out for tomorrow, so that has big impact on dollar yen. And then you've got the meeting minutes from the MPC for the UK, 9:30 in the morning, and also the FOMC meeting minutes in the evening as well. So a couple of bits of data that again could impact quite strongly on sterling and cable. Then on Thursday, we've got the key numbers. We've got the Chinese manufacturing PMI and also the Eurozone manufacturing PMI. So certainly the Chinese data will be impacting on the commodity currencies such as the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar, but also then as the morning progresses, you've got the Eurozone PMIs, which will certainly have an impact on the euro. Now, these numbers are forward-looking and will probably have a bearing on the ECB staff projections. So there'll be a lot taken out of the PMIs that happen on Thursday. And on Friday, we've actually got the US existing home sales data, which, following on from the disappointing housing price index data that we got from the States last week, the market will be certainly looking out for to see how they are progressing. So that's this week, and I wish you good luck in your trading throughout the week, whatever you choose to do, and I will speak to you next week. Thank you very much.